You may or may not remember this, but The Sixth Sense was kind of a big deal at the time. It's somewhat rare that a new director would bring out a movie so well received, and M. Night Shyamalan certainly used this to his advantage. You know, it's kind of funny now, when you're in a movie theater and you're watching a trailer for a movie and they advertise the movie as either being directed by or produced by M. Night Shyamalan, people actually laugh out loud. That's how bad his reputation is these days. But for a while, it invoked excitement. It's kind of funny, because while Unbreakable and Signs were good, all of his movies after that were pretty fucking shitty, Tom. But people still went to see them for a while. Why? Because he made The Sixth Sense. In the movie, Bruce Willis plays Malcolm, a child psychologist who in the beginning is getting drunk with his wife and celebrating an award he just got when a crazed lunatic breaks into his house and terrorizes them with a gun. He tries talking to the man and finds that he's a former patient who he just couldn't help for whatever reason, and the guy got all screwed up in the head. He shoots Malcolm and then himself, committing suicide. A few years later, Malcolm is treating a boy named Cole, played by Haley Joel Osment, who is having a rough time dealing with his parents' divorce, and also having to deal with being ostracized and bullied at school. Cole reminds Malcolm very strongly of his former patient, and he feels in some way that if he helps Cole, he'll redeem himself for failing someone from his past. In addition to this, Malcolm is having marriage issues. His wife never talks to him anymore and is extremely distant. Well, this already seems like the setup to a pretty interesting movie, but the twist is that Cole is a psychic medium who can see, speak to, and hear from ghosts, which is the cause of his strange behaviors and also the source of his mysterious injuries, which his mother believes are from playing sports and Malcolm had believed were either caused by bullies or self-inflicted. As Malcolm gains Cole's trust, he eventually opens up and tells the doctor his secret, that he sees dead people. But Malcolm believes that he has hallucinations, and at the same time he's dealing with his own issues, with his wife ignoring him, and tries to drop Cole as a patient. But Malcolm comes around and decides to continue helping Cole, and after reviewing old tapes of his former patient, he realizes that boy too could also see dead people, and not realizing this is what stopped him from being able to help the boy. Now realizing that Cole is really seeing ghosts, they decide to try to help the dead people. By talking to the ghost of a young girl, they are instructed to go to her house where her wake is taking place, and find a videotape and show it to her father, which clearly shows that the girl was poisoned to death by her mother. Cole realizes that it's his job to help the dead find closure and move on, and gives Malcolm the advice that to talk to his wife, he should do so while she's sleeping. Malcolm tries this, and when his wedding ring falls through his finger to the floor, it's when he realizes, and yeah, fucking spoiler alert for a 13-year-old movie, you fucks, he's been dead ever since he got shot at the beginning of the movie. He just thought he survived and went on living his life, not realizing that his life was over, which accounted for why his wife seems to be ignoring him because she doesn't even see him. And because the dead only see what they want to see, he had blinders on and let himself believe that he and his wife were merely having marital troubles from him working too much. Watching the movie after knowing the twist ending puts the entire story in a completely different light, and you pick up on a lot of little subtleties that Shyamalan put into the film to tip you off to the ending's true nature. But it's never explicit enough to actually give it away. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. If you say you saw it coming, you're a liar. I will no doubt get at least a few comments from people telling me that they saw the ending coming a mile away, and I will no doubt call them liars. It's just that out of left field, and it was that well crafted. Unfortunately, due to the huge success of the movie and its novel twist ending, Shyamalan basically limited himself to only one filmmaking technique, and that was the twist ending. And while some of them were clever in his future movies, he never again told a story as finely crafted as The Sixth Sense, and by the time he got around to movies like The Village, you really could see the twist endings from a mile away. It's a shame, but don't let his later film career and limited repertoire take away from the fact that The Sixth Sense is really, really good. It's tense, suspenseful, well-acted, well-directed, and at times, yeah, pretty damn creepy. You'll come for the ghosts and the twist ending, but you'll stay for the excellent characterization and the intriguing way that the entire thing is set up. And to really put it over the top, it's one of those movies that gets better with each successive viewing. I'm actually one of those guys who almost always guesses what the ending to a movie is going to be. And honestly, I don't think it's anything special that I'm doing. I just think that in most stories, the ending is self-evident. Which is why that I have a great amount of respect for stories that actually surprise me with the ending and at the same time tell a story that actually is done in a competent manner, and The Sixth Sense does both. I give it a 10 out of a possible 10.